Very well spoken, and I invite the audience now for maybe how much time is left? I don't know. That's okay. So maybe 3 questions we can take. Okay. Okay. So so I think we're all. My experiences regarding what? Whatever I'm asking. I'll have to come again to TiEcon Nagpur next year, and maybe I'll have to have a separate session. But to just sum it up, I think, I travel around the country. I meet a lot of young women like the one sitting here, young men, and although I would like to believe that the world is equal and, I think women and men are totally equal when it comes to their abilities, their competence, their, passion, all those things are there. But somewhere, maybe it's the way we are brought up, I think women are taught to be a little more meek, little less, aggressive, or, things which men take for granted. In the case of women, you have to build certain qualities in yourself of leadership, of, even finance. And actually all the women I met for my book, I think except for one person, maybe almost everyone said that finance was a weak point and that we did have to work on it. Maybe, I'm sure there may be many men in the audience also don't enjoy finance and accounting, but many girls actually are scared of mathematics. In school itself, they do well, but they don't like the subject and they feel that as soon as we can leave it, we should leave it and go on. So it's important to, if you want to be an entrepreneur, to then look at your weak points and try to, work on those and make it happen for yourself. Like, even if you feel afraid of it, that means that's the time to actually look at it and make it happen. And I think it's the same with me. I could not speak in front of an audience at one time. I could not do many things which I do today. So I think over time we all grow and change, and it's all a process of evolution. So I will not be able to answer your question because it's too long an answer to give. But I think I'm very privileged and blessed to have such a profession where I get to meet so many wonderful people like these 3 entrepreneurs and so many of you in the audience. And then I get to write about them, share their stories with you. You read it, you get inspired. And for me, the biggest compliment or biggest inspiration to continue is when I get emails, or somebody just meets me at a place like this and says that I've read one of your books and, it touched me in this way, or I got motivated to do this. So that's what really keeps me going. Somebody asked me that, are you only going to write such kind of books about entrepreneurship? I said, it's such a vast ocean, such a vast subject. There's so many amazing stories and people that I don't think I can ever run out of material. So I have many more books in mind.
Rashmi, the question is for you. What is the inspiring source for you for writing such kind of beautiful books? Because I must thank you for bringing in first of all 3 ladies who has really shared such kind of successful stories. But at the same time, in all your books, you have interviewed with so many success stories of all entrepreneurs. What has made you in bringing up such kind of inspiring stories, and what is the inspiration behind this?
I'll give you a very brief answer. That is that when I was studying in college, I read a book called Odyssey. It was the journey of, it was the story of John Scully, who was the CEO of Pepsi at that time. And I don't remember anything in that book, except that there was this one, sentence. When Steve Jobs, at that time Apple was very small, and Steve Jobs wanted to hire John Scully to head his company. So he told him, do you want to spend the rest of your life selling sugared water, or do you want a chance to change the world? And whenever I had any decision to make in life, I always thought of that if whatever I'm doing, is it really worth doing or not? I mean, after doing MBA, should I join, a company and start selling soap and detergent, which is a good job, but then it's not the job for me, and certainly it will not impact the world much in any way. So I think that has been kind of the guiding one line. I feel that when I look back, that's kind of been the inspiration.
Firstly, I would like to salute to the spirit of Satya. Despite such a big personal loss, she really gave a meaning to the word commitment. So she made a commitment to come to TiEcon Nagpur, and she made it to Nagpur despite such a big loss. So hats off to you for that.
Thank you.
My question may not sound chauvinistic, so please forgive me if it does so. Many male entrepreneurs, including myself, we find support from our spouse who takes a little second seat for her career to support the men to take risks. In any of your personal lives, barring Paticia, do you find this happening where your hubbies or your spouse has taken a second seat in his career to make your career or as an entrepreneur a prominent one?
I would like to answer this very simply. My husband is was an engineer from IIT Bombay, an MTech from IIT Bombay. He has been a pure engineer, a thorough engineer through and through. So our careers never clashed in any way. He was a projects person. He actually assisted me in setting up this unit. He worked day and night in 2004, from October 2004 till March 2005. Worked with the contractors, with the labor, setting up that unit. And after that, he, of course, went back to Kuwait where he was working. But our careers were never the kind where one was taking a backseat to the other. I would say that we both had independent careers, and we were both successful in our own careers in our own way. So I wouldn't say that one took a backseat to the other. Okay. If anything, I would give credit to my parents for having helped me in bringing up the kids, because I don't think I and my husband spent that much time with the children as we should have. Today, luckily, my kids are pretty old. I mean, my elder son is 26. My younger son is 21. The elder one is working in Bombay. He's an engineer, but he's into finance. He's learned a field which I didn't know much about. And my younger son is in pharmacology. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that one of us had to take a back seat in order to help the other come up. In fact, my husband is, was a director on the board of my company too. A shareholder and a director on the board.
Fine. And about Namrata?
My husband has been extremely supportive. In fact, I think I am here today primarily because of him. He has pushed me beyond the limits that I thought I could go to. A lot of times, like I mentioned earlier, I wanted to give up, but he kept pushing me. A lot of times, he has actually held my hand and taught me to walk. Simple things like how do you meet a customer, how do you write mails, and things like that. I must say I was a good student. But yeah, he did that. And as far as taking a backseat is concerned, I think it was always a balancing act that we had to play. Yes, there were times when I wanted to compromise and give up what I was doing, mainly because of the children. There were times when he supported me, like for example, we were in Delhi, and because I wanted to set up something on my own and become an entrepreneur, I definitely did want to do it in Pune because that was home city for me. My mom-in-law lived there, my parents lived there as well. So I moved to Pune with my children. He then quit his job in Delhi, in which he was actually doing really well, and came to Pune and then looked for a job in Pune, I think, which he really did for me and to support what I wanted to do. So though he himself is a very senior person, is doing very well, and he could push his way through even in his new company. But yes, I did get that kind of support from him.
Okay, that's heartening to know. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Shall I just sum it up?
Yeah, you can sum it up, yeah.
Okay. So I'll just, I think we've had a fantastic and very...
I have a question.
This
Namrata
was
ma'am,
from
I
a
have to
woman,
ask
so it has
you.
to be answered.
As you have experience in software company, so I have to ask that what are the skills required for freshers?
In software or in animation?
Software. I had read your profile so that. And
Okay, software, I think, see, I'm not so much of a software person because I come from the animation background. I did work in software companies more on the business development side. But for software, I believe logical thinking, reasoning, couple of software packages is what you need to know. But I think that question is better asked to any software professional than me. Thank you.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you to all three of you for coming down to this conference and sharing your personal and professional success story. And I really want to see many, many more women here. I hope a day comes when 50% of the auditorium is full of women who are all doing the things that they've always wanted to do, and they all have the support of the men and the families in their life. And I'm sure that this is a starting ground, the kind of place where all these new ideas and thoughts happen. They start from a place like this, because it's a very big country, but this is where all the leaders, thinkers, innovators gather. So I really would love to see that in future. And I just want to end by saying that I call my book Follow Every Rainbow. Although it's it's inspired by this song called Climb Every Mountain from the movie Sound of Music, which is one of my favorite movies. I couldn't call the book Climb Every Mountain because I felt that it didn't suit the temperament of a woman. Women don't climb every mountain. They might see the mountain and they might say, they're just not they're going to think about the cost of climbing that mountain. What will they have to sacrifice? Is this the mountain I want to climb? So I felt that Follow Every Rainbow is really more the spirit of women, which looks for a lot of beauty, balance, and harmony in anything they do. So that's why it's Follow Every Rainbow. Thank you, Ty. Thank you, all of you, and thank you to all the speakers. And wish you all every success in everything you do in life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rashmi. That was great session. Amazing stories these three ladies have got. And I'm sure by reading the book which Rashmi has written, that will give us much more insights into what they have done in their life. So thank you so much, Rashmi, for getting the team together. Thank you, Zankana, for making Rashmi to get this gym together here in Nagpur. So I now call upon the women power of Nagpur to come here, women power of TiE Nagpur to come forward and give memento to the women power here. Preeti, Medha, Deepali, Anagha, please come on the stage to please give a memento to this women power. Wait, let us have a common photograph. Yeah.